Comes in one of these boxes. Take this guy out. There's the sleeve. There's the top. Let's put this off to the side. And we got this fella right here. So this is model GW7900B-1, and I'm going to kind of do a review on this guy. I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize this G-Shock. This is probably one of the best-selling G-Shocks of the last about 3 or 4 years, or maybe 2 or 3 years since it's been out. They sell a lot of these watches, and I think it's for a combination of reasons. I know a lot of people who collect watches, and not G-Shocks particularly. If they have a G-Shock or two, a lot of them get this model, because G-Shocks overall are kind of crazy in different colors, and they're kind of loud, and this one isn't so much, so the normal watch person who collects all sorts of watches that wants maybe a G-Shock for some kind of physical activities, whether it's like hiking or swimming or running, they might get something that's a little more quiet. Also, this is a lot of people who start collecting or start getting G-Shocks. This is a lot of people's one of their first ones that they get. And I'm not going to say this watch is underrated, but I guess I would say that maybe it's not so much appreciated by collectors as it should be. Some people don't like the look of it. I think it looks like a nice watch. Here, I'll kind of start going into it. So here's the strap. It's black. It's matte. Matte strap keeper. Black bezel. It's got gray writing for the words on the bezel. And where it says G-Shock, it's got a gray or black button with a grayish white G. Show you the light real quick. There you go. More down. So if you take a look at the dial, you can see there's a lot going on. Let's go into it. So here's our time, obviously, and then day of the week, and then the date right there. And then if you look in between the two, this is a tide graph right in the middle. So right above where it says 339, that's a tide graph. And where it's blinking, it's telling you that's where the tide is currently. Now, here's some eye candy right there. It's counting up the seconds in increments of 10, so it fills up, and then it's going to take them away in increments of 10. This right here, this circle on the left, to the left of the tide graph, that's the moon phase graph. That tells you what the state of the moon is, or by the calendar, how full or not full the moon is. Now with the tide graph and the tide indicator and the moon graph, you have to fulfill that. You have to go into the settings and set it up to your specific location if you want it to be accurate to where you are. Sorry, let me just get rid of a little dust on the screen so you can see this clearer. Okay. You'll see right down here, this is a solar watch. Not only is it solar, it's atomic. It says multi-band 6. That's showing you that it's atomic. That's another reason why I think these are big sellers, because they have tons of functions in them and they're not super expensive. These retail for $150, and I'd say in the last year you can find them online on Amazon and eBay for $115 to the $130 range pretty easily. Last year there was a flood in Thailand's, in Casio's, one of their manufacturer's facilities, and a lot of the watches were just kind of on hold because of the flooding, and these watches actually skyrocketed a little bit. Not skyrocketed, but they were selling for $190 to $220 online. Now there's just a huge amount of them back in stock, and they're selling a little bit under retail. Like I said, $115 to $130. It's a pretty easy price to get them now, and they retail at $150. So if you see, it's tough solar, it's atomic. And then you'll see down below, you got P-Save for power save. Then it stands for charge, low, medium, and high. And there'll be a little bar. You can't see it with the light on, but you can see it's on medium. If you look above the M, see that's where the bar is. Now, over here you see it says RC indicator. That's for receiving indicator to see if the watch synced up. I don't believe it did today. You're going to see these little, you're going to see a few horizontal lines on top of each other to the left of where it says MON for Monday. Let me just turn the light off again. Yeah, you don't see those lines there, so it didn't charge. And then, with most atomics, if you press this button, the bottom right button, and it will tell you the last time it's synced. So, you can see the last time it synced up was March 26th at 2:04 in the morning. I don't know why, but a lot of them sync up at 4 minutes past the hour. And I know the manuals say the most common times for it to sync is between midnight and 4 a.m. So, you might see it say 12:04, 1:04, 2:04. Look at the side of the watch. So they get these black textured buttons. They're really easy to press. Take a look at the back plate. It says Casio, and to the right of that it says 3200. That's for the module. GW7900B. And this is B-1. That's the model. Now what you're also seeing is these two flaps right here. All of the 7900 G-Shocks have these flaps, and some call them wrist guards, some call them wings, and you'll notice, because of these, the watch is constructed a little differently, and when you put this watch down, the watch lays way more flat than most of your other G-Shocks. Take out a watch to just show you by comparison. This is just a 6900 I have that I modded. It's a Solar Atomic 6900, but if you take a look at this, that's how most G-Shocks stand when you just lay them down like this. But when they have these wings or wrist guards, it lays much more flat, which is kind of nice. Some people have taken these off. I've seen on the forums, some watch forums and stuff like that. I don't know why you would. The look of it doesn't bother me. You don't see the look of it when it's on your wrist. And they make, I'm going to put this on my wrist real quick. They make this so comfortable. This really conforms to your hand a lot better. So here's a wrist shot. You don't see them at all when you're wearing the watch, clearly. And let me take you through the functions real quick. So we're in normal timekeeping mode. And then this is our tide graph and our moon phase mode. So if we press adjust when we're in this mode, we'll go to the moon phase. World time, have it set up to New York City. And then we go through our alarms. So we got 4 regular alarms, and then a 5th snooze alarm, and then that turns your hourly signal indicator on and off. Stopwatch, timer, back to your home screen. A lot of functions in this watch, very practical watch. If any of you guys are watching this video and you don't have any G-Shocks yet, and you're looking to get a first one, I would definitely recommend this watch. The only downside I can see is, I don't have this problem, but some people do, is that they have a hard time seeing negative displays. Of course, this watch also has the auto light on it, so if you hold this down, now the auto light's working, so if you were to just tilt it up, did I turn it on? Let me see. Yeah, I put the auto light on right now, so I'm not pressing the button, and if you just flip it up, you see the light comes on, and you can see that little line below the 4, that's indicating that the auto light is on. Yeah, the other cool thing is where it says snooze alarm signal mute AEL, that's for auto light. Those words are written right there because when you have those functions on, there's a little light, there's a little bar that shows up indicating that that function has been turned on. It's a little hard to see through the camera right now. But yeah, this is a great watch. Another concern I've heard about, I have not put in this through any kind of a beating. I've really worn this just a couple times because I just have so many watches in rotation. But I've seen on eBay used ones sold, and I've also seen on some of the forums, watch forums, that these screws are relatively easy. They fall out relatively easy. So this has not happened to me, but I really haven't worn this watch too much. I guess that could be one potential downside, because I heard that if it falls out, most likely it's going to fall out when you don't notice it, and you're not going to just find it right there on the spot, because you're going to probably be doing some kind of physical activity. But I haven't experienced that, so you're going to lose it when it falls out, most likely. And they're kind of tricky to find replacements. If a lot of the most of these are metal screws, as you can see. On a lot of the other 7900 G-Shocks, they're plastic, black plastic screws. And I've actually seen some people do some modifications to these watches and put the black plastic ones on here because they want to like stealth out the watch. Looks pretty cool. But I think that'd be one other thing to be a little concerned about. But once again, I haven't really put this through any kind of a beating, so I don't really know. I haven't experienced that firsthand. But anyways, that's about it. I think I pretty much got everything. So please comment, rate, subscribe. If I did miss anything, let me know. Shout out to everybody in TCF. I want to give a shout out to everybody in that little thing of ours. Shout out to everybody with a G-Shock on your wrist. And yeah, this was a lengthy review, but I feel like this piece kind of deserved it. So I'm Willie Licks, aka Master4999, and I'll be back with another video review soon. And I'll talk to you later.